Hey guys, how are you? I've gained a few new followers since the last time I uploaded a video. So hi, my name is Psyche and I'm very pleased to meet you. I grew up in the Canary Islands, although as you can see from my face, I'm not Spanish, I'm from Belgium. And 1 year ago, my boyfriend and I decided we wanted to take the big step and we wanted to get a I'm kidding. We wanted to move to Australia. We wanted to live that big experience of moving to the other side of the world. Our main reason was we wanted to go to a country where they spoke English so that Romen could practice his English, and me as well, obviously. You can never stop practicing something. Although my main reason was just I wanted to travel. So anywhere you want to go, I'll go with you. How did we do it? First thing you need to think about is why are you going to go to Australia? Do you want to study English? Do you want to come here and start living here and working? Or do you just purely want to come here on vacation and don't need any working rights? Because depending on these decisions, your entire process is going to change. Choose where you want to go. Australia is bigger than entire Europe, so don't think that you're going to go to one city and in the weekend just grab a car and go to another city, because it can literally last days, so that's not an option. But here are the top cities that I found online that people like going to the most. First of all, Melbourne is the one we chose for. We chose this one because of the culture it has. There are so many different things to explore here, and also because the weather is a bit colder. And not me, but Roman loves being in the cold, so I thought, why not? I regret it. Then you have Perth, which is a place I think I would have loved going to. I mean, I love Melbourne totally, but if I wouldn't have decided with him, I think I would have gone for Perth because it's the best place for climate. And I don't know, every time I see pictures on Instagram of Perth, it's like so tropical and so many little cute animals and everything, and I don't know, I need to go to Perth. Then you have Sydney. Everybody thinks Sydney is the capital of Australia, but it's not. It's Canberra, but Sydney has the best job opportunities, I've heard. Everybody who wants to ascend in their career, go to Sydney. Although Melbourne is also fabulous for that, I can say that out of experience. Then you have Adelaide. I actually didn't know about this one until I moved here and some friends were telling me to go to Adelaide, that I knew about its existence. But looking up online in a summary, I've seen that the best thing they have is foods and drinks, which I hope is true, because honestly, what I miss the most from Europe is the food from Italy and from Spain, because they make such good meals, and here in Australia I just can't find it. Then you have Canberra. As I said, it's the capital from Australia, and I've read that is the best place if you're looking to settle down or start a family. I don't know why exactly, but that's what Google says, and Google is always right. And then finally Hobart in Tasmania. I am going to go to Tasmania before I leave. I don't care if it's the only place I visit. I want to see so many places, but I think Tasmania is my number one. I don't know, I'm just an island girl, so I guess going to another island would be fun, although it's like 20 times bigger than Tenerife, so it's not really gonna feel like an island. But well, Australia is also an island, right? Optional, contact an agent. They can help you out with the entire process. And it can be very helpful if you're not so good at paperwork and stuff, because they can do it for you. They're just going to say, okay, we need this, this, and this, and they're just going to do all the steps for you. Just make sure that before you go for an agent, contact as many as possible, see all their options, and see which one's best for you, because each one's have different niche, I guess. But just in case, be careful, because some of them can be very dodgy and just do everything for the money, so make sure you're doing the right thing. As far as I understand, actually when you choose an agent and you do the entire process with them, you're not paying the agency. They are actually supported by the government, and also when they transfer you to a school, the school pays the agency for giving them a new student. So yeah, it's actually a free service. Choose your visa. Okay, there are different types of visas. I could actually make a whole separate video about type of visas, but I'm just going to explain the three main ones that are being used the most, I guess. The first one is the student visa. That one is the easiest to get. You will almost always be accepted with a student visa, basically because you're paying the government to go there and study. The thing is that it's your obligation to go to school with that visa. You actually need to attend the classes, plus you have working restrictions. So Australia kind of works by fortnights, which is 2 weeks. Like life is every 14 days, not like in Spain, for example, it's per month that you get your money and stuff like that, or you have to pay your rent every month. Here it's more fortnightly, and every fortnight you can work 40 hours. So every 2 weeks, 40 hours means 20 hours a week, so you can only have a part-time job. Then you have the working holiday visa. That one is harder to get in Spain. With working holiday you have no working restriction and you can do the hell you want. The good thing about it is that you can, for example, live 1 month in Melbourne, 1 month in Sydney, 1 month in Perth. While with a student visa you're stuck in one city unless you find a school that gives you the ability to go to different cities. That would actually be a very good idea. And the only downside is that there are so many requirements. You need to have a shit ton of money in order to get a working holiday. Not only do you have to pay a lot for the visa, but you also need to have a lot of money. Like you need to be able to prove that the time you will stay in Australia you will be able to support yourself with money that you bring. It's complicated, but it's possible. That's why agencies are so useful. And then lastly, you've got the tourist visa. That is the cheapest one of all, the funnest of all, I guess, if you're just coming 1 or 2 months and you're not planning on working because you don't have any working rights with a tourist visa. But you can just discover the country, you know? Next step is the most important step. Save money. This one is obvious, but I can assure you Australia, it isn't called the most expensive country in the world for nothing. There is a reason behind it. I spent a week in Australia what I spent in a month in Spain, and it's not because I'm a spender at all. I mean, people who know me know that I don't like spending money, but it's just more expensive. I also win in a week what I used to win in Spain in a month, so that compensates, I guess, right? What I started doing was tracking my spendings. I've got a Excel tracker online where I put all my spendings and I categorize them, and then I can see how much I've spent on each thing. Maybe I've spent too much on shopping or on having dinner or on online applications and things like that, and I learned to distribute my spendings better, I guess. Try not only saving money but also making more money. If you're working in the week, we'll get an extra job in the weekends. Another thing, for example, if you live in the Canary Islands in Spain, then work in tourism. Anything that has to do with tourists, you can win almost double as much money than if you work in anything else. That's why it's been so easy for me to save money when I was working in hotels in Spain. Stop doing certain activities that require a lot of money, like going to parties every weekend, or instead of going out to a party, do parties at home or go to the beach and drink at the beach. I don't know if that's legal in your country, but do it anyway because you've got to save money. Quit going to the cinema. Start making Tupperwares and bring your food from home and things like that. Also, don't go shopping. It was very hard to stop shopping. I know this sounds so first world problem and I'm very sorry for that, but I had a very hard time not shopping. And right now, it's been such a long time ago that I went shopping like I used to in the past that when I enter a shop, it's like, I don't need any of this. It's only if I see a certain piece or I need a certain piece that I go and look for it. Live on a budget. This is my best tip ever in the world. What I do, let's say I win $1,000 a month, for example. When I get that money, I think, okay, I'm going to spend $400 on rent, I'm going to spend $200 on food, and let's say another $100 on the rest of things in life. So the other $300, I just save it, I put it apart. So I know I have it. If I need that money, I can go and get it. But I know that I only have $700 to spend, so I will do my best to not spend more than $700. So at the end of the month, well, I will have saved $300. And sell stuff. That's also a very good one. Romen and I, when we came to Australia, we set a lot of things for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Like we sold coffee machines, a toaster, an old barbecue, old phones that we had laying around in the house. What else did we sell? We sold so many things. I mean, even if you only win 20 bucks with each thing, I mean, it is a meal, you know? So you need to appreciate every single dollar you can win. Get your paperwork sorted. First thing, obviously, is getting yourself a passport if you don't have one already. Make sure that if you have it, that the expiry date is until after you return from Australia. I think that one, they don't accept your visa if your passport gets expired before your visa should end. And also two, it can be so much work to get a new passport if you're in Australia. I met this guy who is from Argentina and he was waiting for a tram or something. Someone stole his backpack and just ran away with it, and his passport was in there. He had to go all the way to Sydney to get a new passport because there were no ambassadors from Argentina here in Melbourne. Imagine how crazy that is. Now that you've also chosen your visa, I hope at this point, you either contact your agent or you start doing all the paperwork by yourself. Also, you need to have a health insurance. That is one of the things that a visa requires. Most people I've met got the Bupa health insurance. I guess it's because it's not that expensive. And a lot of hospitals and clinics in Melbourne at least work with Bupa. So if you have your health card, you just pay with your Bupa card and your health insurance is the one who's paying it for you. You know, unless it's like extras or things that aren't covered, you have to check what's covered. You can always call them and they help you. They're super nice. Take Bupa, guys. I wish this was sponsored by Bupa. Then, once you've got your visa granted, don't be like us and don't buy your tickets 1 week before you're leaving. Please, don't do that. Look in advance, like 3 months, 6 months in advance if you can, because then your flights will be so much cheaper. If you buy them last minute, it's gonna be at least $200, $300 more expensive. And here's a little tip for you. Because your visa and your health insurance and everything is going to ask for an address, just put the address of your school and then everything will just arrive to your school, and that way you can just pick it up right there. I think it's the easiest thing you can do. Once you arrive in Australia, you have to start doing your final tasks, which would be number one, getting yourself a bank account. This is as easy as just going to your bank and setting an account up. Well, you can go to any bank you want. I went to Combank. I've seen a lot of people use Combank. I don't know, I love it because it has an app and it's so good. When I go back to Spain, I'm going to show that app to my bank in Spain and be like, please be more like them. You also need a tax file number, therefore you have to call tax offices called ATO, Australian Tax Office, I think, yeah. And final thing is a phone number, but that's as easy as going into any shop and buying a little prepaid card, and then later if you want you can set up an account, you know, with a monthly service and stuff like that. But I've been here 5 months now and I still use the prepaid card, so don't worry about it. Again, if you come with an agency, the bank account, tax number and phone number usually will be granted by them. Okay, so they will take care of that usually. And lastly, you need to start your life. I mean, you're in Australia now, so you need to get a house, you need to get a job in case you're looking for a job. For house, my opinion, best thing you can do is getting an Airbnb for 1 month, or a hostel to meet new people, or a hotel if you are rich, not like me. And then from there, first thing you should do is visit the city as if you were a tourist for at least a few days, and not only the center, of course. Go to the suburbs that are around the city and see which one you like best, because in Melbourne at least, every suburb is a different country. Seriously, it's so interesting. There's so many different things. For Airbnb, if you want to, I've got a discount code for the first time you use it, so I think you have to click my link. I don't know if it's a code or a link, but I'll put it down below, and thanks to that you'll get how much discount? I will also link it down below. And the good thing about it is that if you use that link, I will also get a discount for the next time I use Airbnb. I want to make another final video about this one, and this is not only for Australia, this is for everywhere in the world, and it's about job seeking, getting yourself a job. Australia is full of opportunities compared to Spain mostly. There's so many things you can be and do, and it's so easy to achieve new things and to, you know, upgrade in a company in short term. There's so many options, but you need to make sure you're doing the right thing. So first thing when you arrive is just get any job, literally any job. Like, don't degrade yourself, but don't expect you'll arrive and find your dream job. The thing is that people who hire other people really like to see a CV with Australian experience. So that's why first go for a job as good as possible but in your field or something. And then once you've got that, you'll have Australian experience, and from there you can start looking for another job. Another thing, it's so important to have a set up LinkedIn account, but really so important. LinkedIn is the future. It's the most used social media here in Australia, it seems. Everybody wants to connect with you in LinkedIn, and it's also the first place people are going to look you up on. So always make sure you have a perfect LinkedIn profile. And yeah, I think that's basically everything I can say. I mean, I'm also going to link down a link to my website where I have all my discount codes, because most of them are related to traveling, either to open a bank account in Europe, or if you want to transfer money from Europe to Australia, you can use TransferWise. I've also got a discount code for that one, so you can get like a free transfer or something. Just look them up, it will be very handy for you. And if you need any help with anything, just let me know and I will be here for you. And that's all, folks. Honestly, the reason I haven't been publishing a lot of content on YouTube or Instagram is because I'm kind of getting tired of this editing low quality content. It's not as exciting for me. So Romen and I are currently looking for a new camera, and I'm going to start filming with that one once we have it, and I'm super excited for that moment to come as quick as possible. So, well, until then, let's keep enjoying my low quality shitty videos, and please give this video a thumbs up and comment something down below. Goodbye!